Earth still hides mysteries that challenge every explanation. Lands so surreal, they make us question whether this is truly the planet we live on. They are shaped by time, by brutal geology, and sometimes by the hidden imprint of human hands, preserved in silence for centuries. These places hide on distant islands, in isolated valleys, within geological realms few have ever reached. In today's journey, we will step into the impossible places, exploring the most unreal wonders of planet Earth. Rare corners where color, form, and the laws of nature refuse to follow any boundaries. Each destination is an open-ended answer to why this world remains magical and beyond imagination. Socotra Island is distinguished by its unique ecosystem, where approximately 1/3 of its over 800 plant species are endemic, found nowhere else on Earth. Among these is the dragon's blood tree, the island's icon, known for its deep red sap, once used as a dye, medicine, and in ancient rituals. Socotra's harsh climate has driven evolutionary processes, resulting in flora and fauna with bizarre shapes and unique biological structures, including endemic birds like the Socotra bunting and the Socotra starling. The island's isolation, coupled with strong monsoon winds from June to September that make seafaring difficult, has helped preserve these distinct characteristics, including the ancient unwritten Socotri language passed down orally through generations. The village of Holstadt, nestled beside its namesake lake, stands as one of Europe's oldest continuously inhabited settlements, with a history of habitation stretching back to the Stone Age. The name Hall, common in place names across Austria and Germany, often refers to salt, underscoring Hallstadt's role as a major center for salt extraction and production for thousands of years. The prehistoric Hallstatt culture, which flourished between approximately 800 and 500 BCE, is directly linked to this region. To facilitate salt mining and tourism, a system of funiculars carrying people and goods up the mountain was established in the 19th century. A complete replica of Hallstatt was even constructed in China in 2012, situated in Guangdong province. The construction techniques, with houses built close to the mountain and the lake's edge, demand meticulous care to prevent flooding and adapt to the natural steep terrain. Vinicunca, also known as Rainbow Mountain, is located in the Andes of southern Peru, rising over 15,000 feet above sea level, making it taller than Europe's Alps. Its striking surface is the result of millions of years of mineral deposition, creating natural bands of color from iron, copper, and sulfur, which were uplifted by geological activity. The name Vinicunca itself, in the local Quechua language, translates to colored mountain. Only in the last few decades have melting ice and climate change revealed this natural wonder after many years of being covered by snow. The avenue of the baobabs in Madagascar remains as a remnant of an ancient forest that has been nearly entirely cleared. Here, dozens of baobab trees stand tall, reaching up to 30 meters in height, with trunk diameters that can extend to 11 meters, spacious enough to house a small room within. These colossal trees, some having survived for over 800 years in the arid landscape, are also known as upside-down trees, due to their peculiar canopy shape resembling roots pointing skyward. To endure the harsh, dry seasons, their massive trunks are capable of storing thousands of liters of water. Huacachina is one of the rare natural oases remaining in the world today, featuring a small lagoon at its center. While once believed to be naturally occurring, this lagoon is now sustained by a pumping system to maintain its water level. Local folklore recounts that the lake was formed from the tears of a princess mourning a broken heart. Surrounding Huacachina are impressive sand dunes that can reach heights of 100 meters or more. The fine sand and towering dunes in this area are considered ideal for the sport of sandboarding. Despite being in a desert environment, the small ecosystem around the lagoon supports certain species of birds and plants uniquely adapted to arid conditions. Mount Bromo is an active volcano standing about 2,329 meters high on the island of Java, Indonesia, situated within a 10-square-kilometer sea of sand, creating a landscape akin to a vast volcanic desert. The name Bromo originates from Brahma, the Hindu god of creation, reflecting the area's Indian cultural influences. The mountain frequently emits white smoke from its crater, painting a mystical scene amidst clouds and volcanic ash. Early morning temperatures at Mount Bromo can drop to between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius, presenting a notable chill compared to its surrounding tropical regions. Local communities conduct offerings near the mountain as a sign of reverence for its presiding deity. Completed in 1902, the Land-Wasser Viaduct has been operating effectively for over a century. This magnificent structure was built entirely from natural stone, with 6 main pillars, each over 20 feet high, supporting the 136-meter length of the 65-meter tall bridge. All materials were transported and assembled using human labor and rudimentary equipment, as no modern cranes were available during its construction. The track section on the bridge features a curve with a radius of only about 100 meters, creating one of the world's most impressive curved bridges. The viaduct connects directly to a tunnel through a mountain, offering a spectacular view as trains appear to fly out from the cliff face and glide across the bridge. The Skeleton Coast is renowned for its dense fog, formed by the interaction between the cold Benguela Current and the hot desert climate. This fearsome name originates from countless animal skeletons and hundreds of shipwrecks scattered across the arid land. Many wrecks are over 100 years old, their iron frames still present, rusting amidst the white sands. Previously, sailors often called this place the gateway to hell, because once a ship ran aground here, escape from the desert was nearly impossible. Despite this, the coast remains a habitat for animals such as seals, brown hyenas, elephants, and antelopes. Strong winds and harsh conditions also continuously reshape the sand dunes, meaning the landscape can change completely after a sandstorm. The annual Great Wildebeest Migration is a spectacular phenomenon, encompassing a circular journey of 1,800 to 2,000 kilometers between Tanzania and Kenya. This journey gathers over 1.5 million wildebeest, alongside hundreds of thousands of zebras and Thompson's gazelles, creating a massive wildlife spectacle. Wildebeest are drawn by the scent of rain, sensing moisture and fresh grass from many kilometers away as they seek new grazing grounds. A synchronized calving period, where over 500,000 calves are born within mere weeks, marks an explosion of life. During river crossings, thousands of animals plunge into the water simultaneously, resulting in chaotic stampedes that present significant hunting opportunities for crocodiles. Witserkur stands approximately 50 feet tall, a dramatic rock formation that is the remnant of an extinct volcano gradually eroded by the sea over a long period. Its name, meaning white shirt in Icelandic, comes from the rock's surface being heavily whitened by the guano of various seabirds. This unique stack provides a vital nesting and roosting site for numerous bird species, including Arctic terns, gulls, and cormorants. Local folklore describes Vitsakur as a petrified troll, turned to stone by the rising sun at dawn. To counteract ongoing erosion and prevent collapse, the base of the rock has been discreetly reinforced with cement, which is not easily visible to the naked eye. Furthermore, its remote location ensures minimal light pollution, making Vitsakur an exceptional vantage point for observing the aurora borealis. The Old Man of Storr is a geological remnant left behind after a landslide occurred thousands of years ago, featuring a prominent rock formation that stands about 180 feet tall. This rock formation earned its name Old Man from its silhouette, which resembles an old man with a staff looking out to sea, making anyone standing nearby feel completely dwarfed. Scottish folklore even suggests the rock is a giant who was turned to stone while fleeing the gods, adding to the mystical appearance of the landscape. The scenery at the Old Man of Storr transforms significantly with the seasons, shifting from fresh green in spring and vibrant in summer to golden in autumn and snow-covered in winter. Rapidly changing climate conditions, alongside sudden fog and rain, frequently cause the landscape here to appear as if it belongs to a mythical world. Navajo Beach, also known as Shipwreck Beach, received its name from the MV Panayotis shipwreck that grounded here in 1980. The MV Panayotis, once suspected of smuggling wine and tobacco, now lies rusted amidst the beach's white sands. Steep limestone cliffs surround the beach, making it accessible only by sea. The water here appears sparkling turquoise, a result of sunlight reflecting off the white sand and limestone formations below. These towering vertical cliffs also make the beach a renowned spot for base jumping. The area maintains its pristine natural character, offering no modern amenities such as restaurants or hotels. Preikestolen is a majestic cliff, approximately 604 meters high, with a nearly square flat surface 25 by 25 meters, jutting out over Lysefjorden like a colossal pulpit. Its name, meaning pulpit rock, originates from this distinctive shape, a marvel sculpted by ice ages and natural erosion over 10,000 years ago. From its elevated position, one can observe ancient sedimentary rock layers formed over millions of years of geological history. The impressiveness of Precustolan is further highlighted by its appearance in the blockbuster film Mission: Impossible – Fallout in the year 2018. Goblin Valley in Utah features thousands of unusual sandstone formations sculpted over millions of years of erosion from the Entrada sandstone layer. These formations are called goblins due to their unique shapes resembling living creatures, mushrooms, or sprites. With its similar terrain and colors, the area is also nicknamed Mars on Earth. However, these rock structures are highly susceptible to erosion, capable of visibly changing shape within just a few hundred years. Once a secluded location, Goblin Valley is now also recognized as the filming site for Galaxy Quest, portraying an alien planet. Kawa Igen is renowned as one of the few locations globally where the blue fire phenomenon is distinctly visible to the naked eye. This spectacle occurs as sulfur gases combust upon contact with air at temperatures exceeding 360 degrees Fahrenheit, erupting into flames up to 5 meters high, exclusively appearing at night. Adjacent to this, Kawa Igen features an acidic lake with a pH close to 0, considered the world's largest acidic crater lake. This body of water spans roughly 1 kilometer across and plunges nearly 200 meters deep, containing highly corrosive acid lethal to humans. Sulfur at Kawa Igen is extracted entirely by hand, with loads sometimes weighing as much as 70 to 80 kilograms. The Dead Sea is the lowest point on dry land, situated at approximately 430 meters below sea level. This body of water is actually a landlocked lake with no outlet to the ocean, featuring salt concentrations that can reach 34%, nearly 10 times saltier than typical seawater. Its extreme salinity allows people to float effortlessly on the surface without needing to swim. The atmospheric pressure is also higher here due to the low elevation, which consequently reduces the impact of ultraviolet rays on the skin. As salt crystallizes, it forms distinctive shapes resembling rock flowers or snowflakes. Torres del Paine National Park features immense granite spires formed millions of years ago through glacial uplift and erosion. The name Paine originates from the indigenous Tehuelche language, meaning blue, reflecting the characteristic colors of the region's rocks and waters. Covering approximately 1,800 square kilometers, the park is larger than New York City and is one of the few places on Earth where the contact between the South American continental plate and the Scotia tectonic plate is clearly visible. This area also supports one of the largest and most observable puma populations in South America. Fly Geyser, a unique geothermal wonder, is not a product of primordial nature, but the result of a drilling accident in 1964. Its vibrant colors are due to a combination of dissolved minerals and thriving thermophilic bacteria that flourish in the hot water. Currently, Fly Geyser comprises at least 3 active vents, continuously depositing layers of travertine limestone and forming tiered rock structures that change shape over time. The heat source from underground hot springs maintains temperatures around 200 degrees Fahrenheit, too hot to touch. Annually, this continuous mineral deposition allows Fly Geyser to slowly grow, a living testament to the interaction between geological activity and biology. Covão dos Conchos is a unique water diversion structure built in 1955 within an artificial lake in Portugal's Serra da Estrela Mountains. Its opening measures nearly 5 meters in diameter, and the structure stands almost 5 meters tall, naturally draped with moss and lush vegetation. Viewed from above, the opening resembles a bottomless vortex, captivating attention amidst the wild landscape. Crystal clear water surrounds the structure, mirroring the sky and trees like a giant-looking glass. Due to its mysterious appearance, Covão dos Conchos is often mistaken for a strange natural phenomenon. The White Desert is primarily formed from chalk, a soft limestone easily eroded by desert winds, and its landscape continuously changes as strong winds sculpt the rock formations over time. This land was once submerged under the sea millions of years ago. Hence, ancient marine fossils are still present, and some notable rock formations have been naturally carved into unique shapes resembling mushrooms or abstract pillars. At night, the area emits a soft glow under the moonlight, creating a sensation of being in the Arctic. Yet the temperatures are extremely harsh, with scorching sun during the day and nights that can drop near 0 degrees Fahrenheit. These colossal icebergs reveal only about 10% of their volume above the water's surface, with the remaining 90% submerged deep within the ocean. They can reach lengths exceeding 100 kilometers and weigh billions of tons, comparable in size to a small city. When their internal structure changes, these icebergs can unexpectedly fracture or capsize, generating powerful tsunami-like waves. Some icebergs possess a striking emerald hue, a result of minimal air bubbles and unique light absorption properties. Furthermore, the ice in polar regions preserves ancient climate records, offering valuable data about environments from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Their movement is not random, but is instead guided by ocean currents, winds, and surrounding environmental temperatures. The Temple of Artemis in Ephesus, first constructed around 550 BCE by architect Chersiphron and his son Metagenes, was a monumental marble structure, one of the largest ancient edifices built from this material. The temple featured 127 marble columns, each standing approximately 18 meters tall. However, its splendor met a tragic end on the very night Alexander the Great was born in 356 BCE, when the temple was burned down. Although Alexander the Great offered to fund its reconstruction, the local populace declined and undertook the rebuilding themselves. Historically, the Temple of Artemis also served as a sanctuary for criminals, as tradition held that anyone reaching its altar was granted immunity from prosecution. Bryce Canyon is not truly a canyon, but rather the eastern rim of the Ponsargent Plateau. This location holds the world's densest collection of hoodoos, geological formations sculpted from 50-million-year-old sandstone through frost wedging, a process where water freezing in cracks breaks the rock apart. Despite its elevation exceeding 8,800 feet, Bryce Canyon experiences a desert climate and is frequently blanketed in snow during winter. The distinctive colors of the hoodoos shift with the time of day and season, transitioning dynamically between hues of orange, red, pink, white, and yellow. The Lauterbrunnen Valley, whose name means many clear springs in German, is a unique location boasting over 70 natural waterfalls, a density rarely found worldwide within a single valley. This landscape takes a characteristic U-shape, a testament to the ancient glaciers that sculpted this terrain thousands of years ago. Towering sheer cliffs flank the valley on both sides, creating a majestic atmosphere that feels like stepping inside a colossal stone cathedral. It was this enchanting scenery that inspired J.R.R. Tolkien in his creation of Rivendell, the mystical elven realm in his novel, The Lord of the Rings. Since the 18th century, the valley has drawn numerous artists, including poets, painters, and composers like Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, seeking its boundless creative inspiration. The Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is a natural wonder featuring bamboo stalks ranging from 5 to over 30 feet tall, growing densely and straight, creating a majestic scene. This place also echoes with the distinct sound of wind rustling through the leaves, recognized by UNESCO as one of the 100 natural soundscapes of Japan that must be preserved. During peak growing seasons, these bamboo stalks can extend nearly 3 feet in height each day, demonstrating nature's vigorous vitality. Since the Heian period, over 1,200 years ago, the grove has been a favored destination for royalty and nobility seeking tranquility. Today, bamboo from Arashiyama continues to be valued and utilized in artisanal crafts, contributing to the preservation of Japan's traditional culture. Tumpak Sewu, meaning thousand waterfalls in Javanese, is formed by hundreds of small streams cascading down a cliff approximately 120 meters high. This sheer rock face, featuring a geological structure of layered stone, provides an ideal surface for countless rivulets to trickle down, creating a massive arc-shaped curtain of water. The water's distinctive jade-green hue originates from its volcanic source, pooling in a deep basin below before continuing its flow. Enclosed by dense tropical rainforest, this natural wonder also serves as a habitat for numerous native bird and animal species. The magnificent Taj Mahal was constructed over 22 years, spanning from 1631 to 1653. Over 20,000 artisans and craftsmen worked to create this masterpiece. White marble for its construction was transported over 200 miles from quarries. The stones were meticulously joined using ancient techniques with no cement or concrete used. Inside the main mausoleum, two cenotaphs are symbolic. The real tombs lie deep underground to protect them from damage. Emperor Shah Jahan intended to build a black marble replica across the river, but this project was never completed. The Great Buddha of Thailand stands majestically on a hilltop, measuring 45 meters in height, with a base diameter of 25 meters, a scale that allows it to be visible from many parts of Phuket Island. Construction of this monument began in 2004, with much of its funding originating from voluntary contributions by locals and visiting tourists. Its surface is adorned with over 135 tons of white marble, imported from Burma, which gives it a radiant appearance under the sun. The structure of the statue incorporates advanced engineering, designed to withstand storms and minor earthquakes. The Buddha faces the direction of Shalong Bay, an orientation considered to hold significant spiritual meaning. Visitors can contribute to the ongoing work by inscribing prayers or messages onto small tiles placed at the statue's base. Göbekli Tepe is the oldest known man-made structure, dating back to approximately 9,600 BCE. Its massive T-shaped stone pillars, weighing up to 20 tons, were moved by human power alone, a remarkable feat, without the aid of wheels or metal tools. The temple's architecture features large stone circles, with the tallest pillars at their center, possibly symbolizing humans or deities. The absence of evidence for dwellings or domestic activities suggests it served as a ritual center rather than a settlement. After centuries of use, Göbekli Tepe was deliberately buried by its ancient builders, though the reasons remain unclear. To date, only a small fraction of the site has been excavated, with most structures still lying beneath the earth, promising further monumental discoveries. The San Juan Parangaricatiro Church stands as the sole visible remnant of a village completely buried by the Parekatan volcano. This volcano unexpectedly emerged in 1943 amidst a cornfield, continuing its eruption for nearly 9 consecutive years. Despite lava flows reaching hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit, the main structure of the church remained largely intact. Only the main altar and the bell tower still stand prominently amidst the solidified, gray-black rock of the cooled lava. Today, the church is situated within a rugged volcanic landscape, offering clear views of cooled lava layers and fractured surfaces. Cappadocia formed from volcanic ash eruptions millions of years ago, which later compressed into a soft rock known as tuff. Over thousands of years, wind and water then eroded this tough layer, sculpting unique natural rock pillars commonly called fairy chimneys. Ancient inhabitants of Cappadocia capitalized on this soft stone, carving homes, monasteries, and churches directly into the mountain faces. Some underground cities also extend hundreds of feet beneath the surface, built to provide secure refuge during wartime. The rocks in Cappadocia naturally display shades of pink, orange, and gray, their vibrant colors stemming from various mineral compositions without the need for paint. This distinct volcanic terrain is often likened to the moon on Earth due to its mysterious and unparalleled landscape. The Zhangjiajie landscape is characterized by over 3,000 majestic sandstone pillars and cliffs, with some reaching heights of 200 meters. These peculiar sandstone formations served as the direct inspiration for the landscape of the planet Pandora in the famous movie Avatar. For centuries, Zhangjiajie was an isolated primeval forest, preserving its unique ecosystem. Today, the area boasts one of the world's longest and highest glass bridges, spanning across sheer cliff faces. Additionally, the world's tallest and heaviest outdoor elevator is also located here, transporting visitors to the mountain's summit in mere minutes. It is precisely due to these exceptional geological and ecological values that Zhangjiajie was recognized as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site in 1992. The Danakil Depression is a geologically active region, situated at the convergence of three tectonic plates, exhibiting continuous and intense geological activity. This area features a low-lying terrain, with its deepest point reaching nearly 125 meters below sea level. Extreme temperatures have been recorded as high as 50 degrees Celsius, placing the Danakil Depression among the hottest places on Earth. The waters in this region are exceptionally hazardous to humans, as some lakes possess a highly acidic concentration, nearly zero. Yet, within this harsh environment, certain microorganisms manage to survive, sparking scientific interest in the potential for extraterrestrial life. Lake Laitisvatn, the largest freshwater lake in the Faroe Islands, stretches like a serpentine form, covering 3.4 square kilometers and situated at an elevation of 40 meters above sea level. This unique positioning creates a remarkable optical illusion, making the lake appear to hover above the ocean when viewed from a specific vantage point on a nearby mountainside. Water from the lake cascades down a dramatic cliff face into the sea, forming a spectacular coastal scene. Historically, Lake Laitisvatn also served a strategic military purpose during World War II due to its distinctive geographical location. In 1971, natural gas exploration accidentally caused a crater to collapse in the Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan, igniting methane gas. This crater, now known as the Darvaza gas crater, or Gate to Hell, measures approximately 70 meters across and is over 20 meters deep, large enough to swallow a small building. Engineers attempted to extinguish the flames to prevent toxic gas release, but the fire has burned continuously for over 5 decades, casting a brilliant glow across the desolate landscape. Temperatures near the crater's center can reach hundreds of degrees Celsius, and the fire's light is visible for several miles at night. In 2013, Canadian explorer George Karunis became the first person to venture to the crater's floor to collect samples. Perched atop a massive rock outcrop rising 200 meters above the surrounding landscape, Sigiriya served as a palace and fortress constructed in the 5th century by King Kasyapa. The name Sigiriya, meaning Lion Rock, originates from its original entrance, which featured a colossal stone lion, though only its paws now remain. Sections of Sigiriya's cliff face were once polished to such a degree that they reflected viewers, earning the description "mirror wall." Renowned frescoes depicting women in caves are considered among the earliest examples of portrait art in South Asia. Below, intricate water gardens and pools demonstrate sophisticated water management techniques, including automatic water level regulation. Arches National Park boasts over 2,000 natural sandstone arches, holding the record for the highest density in the world. These magnificent formations are sculpted from red sandstone, its distinct color attributed to the presence of iron oxide. Over millions of years, wind, water, and temperature fluctuations have eroded this rock, which is geologically over 300 million years old. Some arches span more than 90 feet across, equivalent to the width of a football field. This region lay beneath the sea for eons, and the current rock layers are remnants from that ancient era. The Giza Pyramid Complex, built over 4,500 years ago, features three main pyramids that symbolize the engineering and vision of the ancient Egyptians. The Khufu Pyramid, once the tallest structure in the world for over 3,800 years, held this record until the construction of Lincoln Cathedral in the 14th century. Composed of approximately 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons, its sides are aligned almost perfectly with the four cardinal compass points. Originally, the Great Pyramid was entirely covered in gleaming white limestone casing stones, causing it to shine brilliantly under the sun. Internally, the structure reveals a complex design with narrow passages, hidden chambers, and secret tunnels. Kauai, the oldest island in the Hawaiian chain, dating back more than 5 million years, bears the geological imprints of ancient volcanic eruptions. Over millions of years, this unique terrain has been significantly sculpted by erosion from rain and wind, crafting spectacular landscapes. The island also receives one of the highest amounts of rainfall globally, with its central region experiencing over 11,000 millimeters annually. These dramatic climatic conditions and its largely pristine state, where roads cover only about 10% of the land, have preserved habitats for numerous rare bird species found exclusively on Kauai. Further safeguarding its natural beauty, Kauai prohibits the construction of buildings taller than coconut trees, even within United States territory. The Amazon rainforest is a vast ecosystem, stretching across the territories of 9 countries and covering an area of 5.5 million square kilometers, a figure larger than the entire European Union. Within this forest, biodiversity reaches its peak, with approximately 390 billion trees belonging to over 16,000 different species, creating habitats for about 10% of the world's known species. This region also serves as home to over 400 indigenous tribes, many of whose communities maintain isolated lives, having never encountered the outside world. A remarkable phenomenon of the Amazon is its ability to generate its own rain clouds through the process of transpiration from its leafy canopy. Furthermore, each year this forest continues to reveal its mysteries as scientists discover thousands of new plant and animal species, many holding valuable medicinal potential for the future. Bagan served as the capital of Myanmar from the 9th to the 13th centuries, reaching its peak of power between the 11th and 13th centuries. During its golden age, over 10,000 grand Buddhist structures, including pagodas, stupas, and monasteries, were erected there. Today, approximately 2,000 pagodas, temples, and stupas still remain, many built entirely from red brick without mortar. Numerous of these structures were constructed by kings to demonstrate their past piety and authority. The unique architecture of Bagan's pagodas, while heavily influenced by Indian styles, was distinctively localized in the unique style of the central Myanmar region. Victoria Falls stands as the world's largest waterfall by its total curtain of falling water, with its immense mist rising up to 400 feet and visible from over 30 miles away. The sound of the falls also travels more than 25 miles, akin to thunder rumbling across the sky. This constant moisture from the spray nurtures a unique tropical rainforest, contrasting with the drier surrounding areas. During full moons, the water vapor refracts moonlight, creating enchanting nocturnal rainbows. Over thousands of years, the waterfall has gradually moved upstream by hundreds of feet due to the erosion of its bedrock. The ancient city of Petra was established around the 4th century before Christ by the Nabateans, who were renowned for their mastery of water management and construction. They developed an ingenious water system of channels, conduits, and cisterns, enabling their survival in the arid desert environment. Hidden within a secluded valley, Petra is accessible only through a narrow gorge extending over 1 mile long, a strategic feature that protected it from invasion. The name Petra itself originates from the Greek word for stone, reflecting the city's architecture, much of which is carved directly into the sandstone cliffs. These rocks exhibit striking colors ranging from pink to red, orange, and yellow due to oxidized iron content within the sandstone minerals. After centuries of near obscurity, the city was rediscovered in the early 19th century by the Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. The stone forest in China formed approximately 270 million years ago during the Permian period, primarily due to the erosion of limestone. It stands as one of the most classic examples of karst topography, making it a subject of global geological study. Some stone pillars here reach up to 30 feet in height, creating the impression of stepping into a prehistoric stone city. Recognized as an open-air geological museum, the Stone Forest boasts a rich and remarkably preserved geological structure. Sounds echo and rebound among the rock formations, adding to the site's mystical atmosphere. The river Caño Cristales lies at a unique crossroads between the Amazon rainforest, the Llanos Plains, and the Andes Mountains, a location that bestows a special climate upon the region. Its waters are so crystal clear and pure that in many sections they can be drunk directly without filtration, owing to the flow over some of the oldest rocks on the planet, dating back over 1.2 billion years and preventing any silt deposition. The most remarkable transformation occurs between June and November, when the aquatic plant Macarenia clavigera, found nowhere else in the world, dons a vibrant scarlet hue, turning the river into a breathtaking ribbon of color under ideal light and temperature conditions. Jigokudani Monkey Park is a unique location worldwide where wild monkeys are observed to voluntarily and regularly utilize hot springs. The snow monkeys here are the only primates, aside from humans, that inhabit such high altitudes and extreme cold conditions. During winter, temperatures in Jigokudani can drop below -10 degrees Fahrenheit, with snow depths exceeding 3 feet. Despite being the same species, the monkeys at Jigokudani possess a distinct social hierarchy that dictates their priority for bathing in the hot springs. This behavior of soaking in the hot springs not only serves as a method for stress reduction, but also significantly improves their physical condition in this harsh climate, with young monkeys learning this habit by observing and mimicking the adults. Peggy's Cove features immense granite formations, sculpted by the Atlantic Ocean's waves and winds over millions of years, while these very rocks took shape hundreds of millions of years ago. The lighthouse, built in 1915, is now one of the most photographed lighthouses globally. The area supports little vegetation due to its barren soil and the persistent, strong sea winds year-round. The name Peggy's Cove is said to derive from a legend about a woman who survived a shipwreck and settled here. This location also served as a memorial site for victims of a tragic plane crash offshore in 1998. The Sydney Opera House, a unique architectural icon, was designed by Danish architect Jørn Utzon. His initial design was even rejected in a competition, but was fortunately selected thanks to a late arriving judge. Construction spanned from 1957 to 1973, 4 times longer than initially projected, causing costs to balloon from an estimated 7 million Australian dollars to 102 million Australian dollars. A striking feature of the structure is its roof, composed of over 1 million creamy white glazed ceramic tiles designed to reflect light subtly to avoid glare. Its rainwater drainage system is also distinctive, with water channeled through gutters encircling the roof instead of conventional drain pipes. The entire building is cooled by an air conditioning system that utilizes seawater drawn directly from Sydney Harbour. The Richard structure is a unique, exposed geological formation spanning approximately 40 kilometers in diameter, making it clearly visible to astronauts from space. It is not a volcanic crater, but rather a result of natural weathering and erosion over hundreds of millions of years, revealing Earth's ancient geological history. Primarily composed of sedimentary and volcanic rocks, this structure exhibits a multifaceted surface with contrasting colors reflecting its distinct rock layers. While these exposed rock strata unveil a profound geological past, the formation appears indistinct to ground observers, making its shape difficult to discern for hikers. Its prominence from orbit has led NASA astronauts to use the Richat structure as a navigational landmark when flying over the Sahara Desert. Jewel Changi Airport, an architectural marvel, opened its doors on April 17, 2019, with an approximate construction cost of 1.25 billion Singapore dollars. This structure features a glass and steel roof dome extending 10 stories high with 5 levels above ground and 5 below. Within its expanse, the 40-foot-tall rain vortex stands as the world's tallest indoor waterfall, creating a spectacular centerpiece. Spanning approximately 135,700 square meters, equivalent to over 24 football fields, Jewel offers a vast environment. Led architect Moshe Safdie, renowned for integrating natural light and greenery into his designs, crafted a masterpiece with a glass roof that allows sunlight in while maintaining a cool interior through its specialized design. The Trolltunga rock formation, or Troll's Tongue, was sculpted 10,000 years ago as massive glaciers receded, leaving behind sheer cliffs approximately 3,600 feet above sea level. This striking rock juts out roughly 30 feet from the mountainside, creating a breathtaking, railing-free precipice that evokes a sense of thrilling exposure. Its name originates from Norse folklore, where trolls are mythical beings dwelling in mountains and forests, lending the site an air of magic and legend. Reaching Trolltunga requires visitors to undertake a strenuous hike of 12 to 17 miles round trip, typically taking 8 to 12 hours in favorable conditions. Fortunately, visitor awareness and caution have meant that no official fatalities have been recorded here due to accidents. Mount Kilimanjaro stands majestically as a solitary volcano, the world's highest freestanding mountain, not part of any range, reaching approximately 19,341 feet above sea level. This immense peak boasts 3 distinct volcanic cones, 1 extinct and 2 long dormant. Yet despite its equatorial location, its summit remains perpetually capped with snow. This precious ice and snow cover has diminished significantly over the past 100 years, largely due to the effects of climate change. The journey to ascend Kilimanjaro takes visitors through a remarkable spectrum of diverse ecological zones, from lush rainforests to sprawling grasslands, then arid desert, and finally to the breathtaking icy wilderness at its apex. Hookah Falls receives a tremendous volume of water, approximately 220,000 liters per second, a rate equivalent to filling an Olympic swimming pool in just 11 seconds. This powerful flow is then funneled through a narrow gorge just 15 meters wide, before spilling out into a cascade about 20 meters across. Instead of a sheer drop, Hookah Falls tumbles over multiple rock steps, creating distinctive turbulent flows topped with white foam. The distinctive turquoise color of the water results from light reflecting off the pure riverbed and the white froth. The Maori word hookah means foam, aptly describing the white bubbles generated by the immense water pressure. Geyser Lake exhibits an exceptionally rare geological phenomenon, columns of bubbles and minerals erupting from its bottom, creating continuously active geothermal swirls. The lake's crystal-clear surface allows these activities to be clearly seen, and notably, the lake never completely freezes over in winter due to hot water flowing from deep geothermal springs. These swirling formations are the actual result of minerals being pushed up from the Earth's interior, not an optical illusion, and the lake's water supply comes mainly from deep underground springs, as it has no outflow or inflow. Every few minutes, gas bubbles or mineral vortices rise from the lakebed, forming new, colorful rings. Antelope Canyon is a natural wonder, sculpted over millions of years by the erosive power of rainwater and flash floods, forces that have shaped its distinctive red-orange sandstone, colored by oxidized iron. Its narrow slot canyons, in places no wider than a single person, tower more than 100 feet high, creating a grand and breathtaking environment. Sunlight filtering down from the canyon's rim produces ethereal light beams, highly sought after by photographers worldwide. Yet, this beauty harbors danger, as heavy rains can inundate the canyon for minutes, and severe flash floods have tragically occurred here. For the native Navajo people, this place holds deep spiritual significance, revered as a precious gift from the spirits of nature. Hawa Mahal, meaning the Palace of Winds, was constructed in 1799 by Maharaja Sawai Pratap Singh as an expansion of the city palace of Jaipur. This palace features 5 stories with a unique design resembling a giant fan engineered to capture cooling breezes from all directions. Its 953 small windows, known as Jarokas, allow for continuous air circulation, ensuring the palace remains ventilated and cool even during the hottest summer days. Despite lacking a substantial foundation, Hawa Mahal has stood firm for over 2 centuries due to its remarkably intelligent architectural design. The structure is built entirely from red and pink sandstone, presenting a striking appearance under the Rajasthan desert sun. The Aletsch Glacier, approximately 23 kilometers long, with an area exceeding 80 square kilometers, stands as the longest glacier in the Alps. Its deepest ice layers can reach 800 to 900 meters, comparable to the height of a skyscraper. This immense ice mass is estimated at over 10 billion tons, enough to supply all of humanity with water for several years if it were to melt. Annually, the glacier advances several dozen meters, a movement almost imperceptible to the naked eye. It serves as a natural climate archive, preserving atmospheric traces from millennia past within its ancient ice layers. Experts warn, however, that the Aletsch Glacier could disappear or become significantly smaller by the end of this century if melting continues. Lake Geneva is one of the largest freshwater lakes in Western Europe, covering an area of approximately 580 square kilometers. With a maximum depth of 310 meters, it ranks among the deepest lakes in the region. Uniquely, the Rhône River is the sole river flowing into and out of the lake, a rare occurrence for large bodies of water. Historically, the lake has completely frozen over, with the most recent instance documented in the 18th century. Lake Geneva occasionally experiences seiches, a natural oscillation of water resembling tides, characteristic of large lakes. On clear days, the exceptionally transparent water allows visibility of the lakebed layers from the surface. The Prambanan temple complex was constructed in the 9th century by the Sanjaya dynasty to honor Hindu deities, embodying cosmic philosophy through its symmetrical arrangement in concentric squares. Its central tower soars to 47 meters, surpassing even the main spire of Borobudur. Massive, ton-heavy stone blocks are expertly joined by friction alone, without cement or metal, showcasing masterful construction techniques. Along the temple walls, heroic tales from the epic Ramayana are vividly and intricately depicted. The name Prambanan is believed to originate from the Sanskrit para Brahman, meaning the abode of the supreme sacred world. Located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, Mount Kelimutu is an extinct volcano, yet harbors significant geothermal activity beneath its surface. At its summit, 3 crater lakes lie adjacent to each other, each displaying a unique and time-varying color. This peculiar coloration is not attributed to algae or light, but rather results from complex chemical reactions between subterranean volcanic gases and the minerals dissolved in the water. Remarkably, the chemical composition of each lake differs distinctly, even though they share the same peak and lack external outlets, fostering an isolated chemical environment. The phenomenon of 3 distinctively colored volcanic lakes on a single mountain peak is globally unparalleled. The Grand Canyon stretches for approximately 446 kilometers, averages 16 kilometers in width, and plunges more than 1.6 kilometers deep, a colossal scale sufficient to house the skyscrapers of many major cities. Its rock layers display millions of years of Earth's history, with each stratum acting as a page in the book of the past. The oldest rock formations found here date back over 1.8 billion years, nearly half the age of our planet. Over millions of years, the Colorado River has been the primary sculptor, carving out this geological masterpiece. The vast difference in elevation between the canyon's floor and rim creates a unique microclimate, where the bottom can be scorching hot while the rim experiences snowfall. On clear days, visibility from the canyon rim can extend beyond 160 kilometers, allowing views of mountain ranges in adjacent states. Racetrack Playa, now a dry, clay-laden basin in California's Death Valley, was once a lake. It is renowned for the peculiar phenomenon of sailing stones, where rocks weighing over 300 kilograms move on their own, leaving long trails behind. In 2014, scientists explained this occurrence as a combination of thin ice sheets and strong winds which push the stones across the ground. The surface of Racetrack Playa, hard and flat when dry, becomes exceptionally slippery when covered by a thin layer of water or ice. Intriguingly, no two stones share identical journeys. Each rock possesses a unique direction, speed, and distance of travel. The tree in the Dead Sea, a structure entirely crystallized from the minerals of its hypersaline water, stands on a small salt island. The Dead Sea is 10 times saltier than typical seawater, creating a harsh environment unsuitable for animal or plant life. This tree, however, is not a natural occurrence, but a human-made art installation and ecological statement, sustained daily with soil and minerals by its caretaker. The seabed nearby is intertwined with bizarre salt formations, resembling the surface of another planet from above. Its stark contrast of green against the super salty water once led the tree in the Dead Sea to be mistaken for a doctored image. The Banjiok Daitian Falls is a transnational natural wonder, ranking as the 4th largest in the world, following the renowned Iguazu, Victoria, and Niagara Falls. Standing approximately 30 feet tall and stretching over 200 feet wide, the cascade is comprised of multiple tiers of descending water. The tranquil Quai Sơn River flows across the border between Vietnam and China, forming this pristine curtain of water that symbolizes peace and cooperation between the two nations. The waterfall's aesthetic shifts with the seasons, as its waters transform from jade green during the dry season to an opaque white during the flood season. Its unique landscape is a captivating interplay of towering limestone karsts, winding river, and verdant rice paddies, creating a rare, multi-layered vista. Plitvice Lakes National Park features a system of interconnected lakes formed by thousands of years of limestone and travertine erosion. These waters cascade into dozens of waterfalls, whose shapes constantly shift due to mineral deposits and algae. The lake waters display a magical spectrum of colors, from emerald green and deep blue to silver, depending on sunlight, mineral content, and microorganisms. Covering over 296 square kilometers, this park is also home to rare species such as the European brown bear, lynx, and wolf. In winter, the entire landscape of lakes and waterfalls freezes over, creating a scene as if from a fairy tale. The Faroe Islands, situated between the Norwegian Sea and the North Atlantic, comprise roughly 18 inhabited rocky mountainous islands. Due to a harsh climate and nutrient-poor rocky soil, the region lacks natural forests, featuring instead vegetation consisting mainly of grass, moss, and low shrubs. This environment supports numerous seabird species nesting in incredible densities, such as puffins and fulmars. Traditionally, most homes in the Faroes are covered with grass roofs for insulation during winter. The Faroese people speak Faroese, an Old North Germanic language related to Old Norse and Icelandic. Transportation across the islands relies primarily on automobiles, utilizing subsea tunnels, bridges, and ferries, as there is no railway system. Reynisfjara Beach features unique black sand formed over millennia from cooling volcanic lava, and its striking hexagonal basalt columns are a natural result of this lava contracting and cracking into regular shapes. While the beach's dramatic beauty draws visitors, its powerful sneaker waves pose a significant and unpredictable danger, capable of sweeping unsuspecting individuals away. Local Icelandic folklore tells of the sea stacks off Reynisfjara being ancient troll giants who were turned to stone by the rising sun. Summer brings seasonal life to the shore, as colorful puffins arrive to nest, though the sea water temperature rarely climbs above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. The aurora borealis is a light phenomenon that occurs when charged particles from the sun collide with oxygen and nitrogen atoms in Earth's atmosphere, at altitudes ranging from 80 to 300 kilometers above the planet's surface. The different colors of the aurora are produced by distinct elements. Oxygen emits green or red light, while nitrogen creates purple or blue hues. Occasionally, this phenomenon also produces subtle sounds, described as soft hissing or crackling. The intensity of the aurora increases as the sun enters its most active phase, a cycle that occurs approximately every 11 years. Through these light displays, we witness Earth's magnetic field actively protecting the planet from cosmic radiation. The Blue Lagoon is a man-made geothermal wonder formed from the heated outflow of a geothermal power plant, yet it remains entirely safe and pure for visitors. Its distinctive milky blue hue results from light reflecting off silica, a natural mineral abundant in the water, creating a unique spectacle against ancient black lava fields. The water temperature is consistently maintained between 93 and 102 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, regardless of the external weather conditions. This pristine environment is kept clean, as the entire volume of water is replenished every 48 hours. The minerals and algae found within the lagoon's waters are believed to offer therapeutic benefits, aiding in the treatment of skin conditions like psoriasis. The landscape itself, with its steaming, milky waters contrasting against the dark, ancient lava, evokes the feeling of being on another planet. Angkor Wat was constructed in the early 12th century by King Surreal II, originally as a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu. The entire complex is built from over 5 million sandstone blocks, each weighing as much as 3,000 pounds. Its perfectly symmetrical design follows the mandala architectural style, representing the Hindu concept of the universe. The temple symbolizes Mount Meru, the mythical center of the Hindu cosmos, with its 5 towers representing 5 sacred peaks. Uniquely, Angkor Wat faces west, unlike most Hindu temples, a direction often associated with transcendence. Researchers believe the entire edifice was completed in less than 40 years. The Chocolate Hills in the Philippines present a unique landscape, featuring between 1,200 and more than 1,700 symmetrical, cone-shaped hills spread across an area of about 50 square kilometers. These peculiar geological formations originate from limestone, accumulated over millions of years, subsequently eroded by the forces of rain and wind. During the dry season, typically from February to May, the grass covering the hills turns a deep brown, resembling chocolate in appearance. The average height of each hill ranges from 30 to 50 meters, with some peaks exceeding 120 meters. This remarkable uniformity in shape and size across such a vast expanse is a rare natural phenomenon, distinct from local legends attributing their formation to a battle of thrown stones between giants. Peyto Lake is distinguished by its unique turquoise blue color, an enchanting hue created by rock flour, fine rock particles from melting glaciers that reflect sunlight. When viewed from above, the lake reveals a natural shape reminiscent of a wolf's or fox's head. This vivid blue color is most pronounced between June and August, when glacial melt is at its peak, carrying abundant rock flour into the lake. Peyto Lake stretches about 2.8 kilometers in length, but is not excessively deep, which allows its surface to readily reflect sunlight, producing its characteristic striking color. However, during winter, the lake transforms entirely, freezing over and becoming covered in a blanket of pristine white snow. The Panama Canal, spanning 82 kilometers, revolutionized maritime transport by shortening the journey between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans by over 13,000 kilometers. This ambitious project, initiated by the French in 1881 but ultimately unsuccessful, was later taken over by the United States and completed in 1914 after years of endeavor. The canal's operation relies on a sophisticated system of locks, consuming over 190 million liters of natural rainwater for each ship passage. Its construction involved nearly 30,000 workers, with sadly, thousands perishing from diseases like malaria and yellow fever, as well as labor accidents. To accommodate its dimensions, many vessels worldwide are designed to the Panamax standard, which dictates the maximum allowable width. However, an expansion completed in 2016 now allows larger Neo-Panamax vessels to transit as well, further enhancing the waterway's strategic importance. Sequoia National Park is home to the giant sequoia, the world's largest living thing by volume, and some trees here are over 3,000 years old, with thick bark highly resistant to fire. The park's terrain ranges from 1,300 feet to over 14,000 feet, creating one of the most diverse high-altitude ecosystems in North America. In its highest reaches, the climate resembles tundra, featuring deep snow and strong winds year-round. The park also features massive granite rock formations sculpted over millions of years, reflecting significant geological activity. Sequoia was the first national park in the United States set aside for protection against logging, marking an early milestone in conservation awareness. The Great Blue Hole is a giant, submerged, karst sinkhole formed from an ancient limestone cave system that sank over 10,000 years ago. Located in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, the hole is almost perfectly circular, measuring over 300 meters wide and approximately 125 meters deep. Within the hole, giant stalactites remain, evidence of a time when the sinkhole was once above ground. However, the water structure inside the hole is stratified with distinct differences in oxygen and salinity, allowing only limited conditions for life. The deepest water layers contain toxic hydrogen sulfide gas, posing a danger to anyone who attempts to dive too far down. Niagara Falls was formed approximately 12,000 years ago, following the melting of glaciers at the end of the Ice Age. On average, over 2.8 million liters of water cascade down the falls every second, an immense flow rate. The river's depth below the falls reaches about 52 meters, making it deeper than the falls are high. Each year, the falls erode the land backward by 1 to 2 centimeters. The enormous hydroelectric power generated by the falls is sufficient to supply millions of households in both the United States and Canada. The sound of the water plunging over the edge can be heard from distances exceeding 10 kilometers under favorable weather conditions. Masai Mara, part of the vast Serengeti ecosystem, is the stage for the Great Migration, an annual phenomenon drawing over 1.5 million wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles. The name Mara originates from the Maasai people and means spotted, aptly describing the landscape of scattered, sparse bushes across the plains. This unfenced wilderness serves as the natural habitat and hunting ground for the legendary Big Five, including the critically endangered black rhinoceros. Masai Mara also boasts over 570 bird species, alongside numerous other wildlife, and famously served as the backdrop for the BBC's renowned documentary series Big Cat Diary. Petrified Forest National Park preserves fossilized tree trunks dating back over 200 million years, which were once living plants during the age of dinosaurs. These logs have been entirely transformed into quartz, becoming as hard and heavy as natural stone. The infiltration of minerals like iron and manganese has imbued each fossilized trunk with vibrant colors, ranging from red and purple to green and yellow. This area was once the bed of a large river during the Triassic period, where plant remains were buried and subsequently fossilized. Today, Petrified Forest is one of the richest sites for ancient plant fossils worldwide, also containing fossils of prehistoric fish, amphibians, and reptiles. The Waitomo Caves, formed over 30 million years ago, are composed of limestone layers that accumulated in an ancient seabed. Today, these caves are home to the Arachnocampa luminosa glowworm, a species found exclusively in New Zealand. The enchanting green light emitted is the result of a chemical reaction within the larvae's bodies used to attract prey. Absolute darkness and high humidity create ideal conditions within the caves, maintaining a cool and moist environment, perfect for the glowworm's brightest luminescence. Concurrently, water dripping over millions of years has sculpted the unique stalactites and stalagmites found throughout the caverns. The indigenous Maori people were aware of this cave system for centuries before its official discovery in 1887. Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in the United States, measuring approximately 110 meters in diameter and over 50 meters deep, equivalent to the height of a 15-story building. Its vibrant colors are a result of rare thermophilic bacteria thriving at various temperature layers. The water temperature at the center can reach 70 degrees Celsius or more, rendering the environment nearly sterile and too harsh for most life forms. The geothermal structure beneath Grand Prismatic Spring is part of a dormant supervolcano system. Despite the dangers posed by its high temperatures, the stunning beauty of Grand Prismatic Spring makes it one of the most photographed aerial locations within American national parks. The underwater waterfall in Mauritius is a spectacular visual illusion, created by strong ocean currents that sweep sand and silt from shallow waters down a steep underwater slope. This phenomenon produces an image resembling a giant waterfall plunging into a deep abyss, thanks to the movement of sediments and the unique seafloor topography. Clear observation of this illusion requires an elevated perspective, such as from a helicopter or drone, as the effect of perspective enhances the color contrast. The surrounding waters display a variety of blue hues, from turquoise to deep navy, further amplifying the surreal spectacle. The biodiverse coral reef ecosystem encircling this area has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. Death Valley lies at the lowest point in North America, 86 meters below sea level. This arid region once recorded the world's highest temperature, a contested 56.7 degrees Celsius in 1913. The average annual rainfall here is only about 50 millimeters, with many years experiencing no rain at all. Millions of years ago, this area was the floor of ancient lakes and seas, leaving behind fascinating geological evidence. Today, geological faults beneath the surface occasionally cause minor earthquakes and create natural hot springs. Mysteriously, stones here leave long trails on the cracked earth, a phenomenon that puzzled scientists for decades. Pura Luhur Uluwatu, one of the 9 temples protecting the island of Bali from negative energy, was constructed in the 11th century. The name Uluwatu originates from Balinese, where Ulu means peak or head, and Watu means rock, signifying a rocky peak overlooking the ocean. This temple is perched precariously atop a cliff approximately 70 meters above sea level, gazing out at the Indian Ocean. Its architecture features intricately carved coral stone and volcanic rock in the traditional Balinese style. The Balinese people believe this site is the abode of Dewa Rudra, one of the powerful sea deities. Surrounding the temple are monkeys, considered sacred and protectors of the temple grounds. Marble caves, one of the world's largest and most unique marble cave systems, began forming over 6,000 years ago through the natural erosion of lake water against marble rock. The caves' fantastical colors shift with the seasons and the lake's watercolor. During spring, meltwater from the Andes Mountains infuses the water with a distinctive turquoise hue. Intricate, meandering patterns formed over millennia create a constantly unique natural artwork, and the marble itself transforms its hues as sunlight changes throughout the day. The high reflectivity of light within the caverns makes the interior spaces appear to glow from within. Lake Baikal is the world's deepest freshwater lake, reaching a maximum depth of 1,642 meters. It is also the planet's most ancient lake, with an age exceeding 25 million years. The immense volume of water it holds, approximately 23,000 cubic kilometers, accounts for 1/5 of all the world's unfrozen fresh water. Its biodiversity is remarkable, hosting over 2,000 species of life, of which 80% are endemic, found nowhere else on Earth. Among its unique inhabitants is the Baikal seal, the world's only exclusively freshwater seal species. Even at depths of thousands of feet, hydrothermal activity beneath its bed continuously rejuvenates the lake, defying its millions of years of existence. Quilotoa is a lake within a volcanic crater, approximately 2 miles across, formed around 800 years ago following a powerful eruption. Situated at an elevation of nearly 13,000 feet above sea level, this lake possesses a remarkable depth of roughly 800 to 900 feet, comparable to the height of a medium-sized skyscraper. The water's color shifts between blue and emerald green due to high mineral content and sunlight reflection. Quilotoa is an endorheic lake, meaning it has no outlets, with water loss occurring solely through evaporation and groundwater seepage. The wave is located in the desert between Arizona and Utah, featuring sandstone formations that undulate like solidified ocean waves. These rock layers formed approximately 190 million years ago from accumulated sand, which was then compressed into Navajo sandstone. Millions of years of wind and water erosion sculpted the distinctive wavy shapes seen there today. Accessing the wave is challenging, with visitors needing GPS, maps, and hiking skills for navigation, as no official trails exist. To preserve the site, only about 20 people are permitted to visit daily through a lottery system for permits. This area also holds evidence of prehistoric human habitation, indicating a long human presence. The Lofoten Islands lie near the Arctic Circle, yet enjoy a surprisingly mild climate thanks to the influence of the North Atlantic Current. The landscape features dramatic limestone mountains rising sheer from the sea, interspersed with deep fjords and white sandy beaches reminiscent of tropical regions. During the summer months, the sun famously remains visible for nearly 2 months, creating endless daylight. Conversely, in winter, Lofoten becomes one of the best places on Earth to witness the spectacular aurora borealis. Even the white-tailed eagle, Europe's largest bird of prey, is a common sight, soaring overhead. Crater Lake forms within the caldera of Mount Mazama, which collapsed after a massive eruption approximately 7,700 years ago. It is the deepest lake in the United States, reaching depths of about 594 meters. The lake's water is supplied entirely by snow and rain, creating an isolated freshwater ecosystem as no rivers or streams flow in or out. Crater Lake's distinctive blue color results from its depth and clarity, allowing only blue wavelengths of light to be reflected. Despite winter snowfall that can accumulate to nearly 13 meters, the lake's depth retains heat and prevents it from freezing completely. Neuschwanstein Castle was built by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, a monarch passionate about art and mythology, and its name, meaning New Stone Swan, draws inspiration from the swan, a symbol of purity and beauty in legend. Although it appears to be a medieval fortress, this structure was actually constructed in the 19th century and featured many modern amenities for its time, including central heating systems. The castle's interiors are elaborately decorated, reflecting the king's deep admiration for the operas of Richard Wagner. However, the castle remained unfinished at the time of King Ludwig II's death in 1886, with many rooms and areas inside left incomplete. Studlagil Canyon showcases towering basalt columns reaching dozens of feet high, formed millions of years ago by slowly cooling lava flows, which created strikingly regular hexagonal shapes. This magnificent canyon was once hidden beneath the powerful Yerkla River, its spectacular landscape largely unknown until the construction of a hydroelectric dam around 2009 significantly reduced the water flow, gradually revealing the canyon's grandeur. During summer months, the Yerkla River flowing through the canyon displays a vibrant turquoise hue, offering a stunning contrast to the dark basalt rock. Geologists consider Studlagil to be among the most extensive and beautiful basalt column formations in Europe. The Trulli of Alberobello are unique traditional houses constructed entirely from stone, built without the use of any binding agents like cement. Their conical roofs are formed from meticulously stacked stone slabs, a technique that provides coolness during the summer and warmth in the winter. Originally, these dwellings were designed for easy dismantling, allowing residents to evade property taxes imposed by the Bourbon authorities in the 17th century. Today, Alberobello is the only place boasting a dense and well-preserved collection of trulli, some of which feature mysterious white symbols on their roofs, potentially representing religious or astrological meanings. This distinctive structure also efficiently channels rainwater, minimizing leakage despite the absence of roof tiles. Horseshoe Bend is a spectacular natural wonder where the Colorado River has carved a perfect horse-shaped meander over millions of years of erosion. The towering sandstone cliffs here reach approximately 300 meters high, equivalent to the height of a building of over 100 stories, with these ancient rock layers dating back 190 to 200 million years, belonging to the Jurassic period. The landscape of this bend transforms continuously as the colors of the river and the cliffs shift with the time of day and the angle of sunlight. Despite its global fame achieved through social media, the Colorado River continues its silent work of erosion, potentially altering its unique shape gradually over time. The island of Moorea, whose local name translates to yellow lizard, possesses a unique shape when viewed from above, resembling a heart. A vast coral reef encircles nearly the entire island, creating stunning lagoons where the water transitions in color from emerald green to deep blue. These exceptionally clear waters, among the clearest in the world, showcase a vivid color gradient from turquoise to azure. It is also one of the most popular destinations in the South Pacific for safely observing sharks and large rays while diving. Moorea is home to numerous rare indigenous plant and animal species found exclusively in the broader Pacific region. Halong Bay appears as a colossal maze with thousands of majestic limestone pillars rising from the emerald waters. This unique karst landscape is the result of geological processes spanning over 500 million years, recording the changes in climate and sea levels across millions of years. Of its more than 1,600 islands, large and small, the majority remain untouched and uninhabited. It is precisely these exceptional scenic and geomorphological values that have led to Halong Bay being recognized twice by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site, a unique distinction in Vietnam. The name Ha Long itself originates from the legend of a descending dragon mother and her children. Varanasi is revered as one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth, boasting a history that spans over 3,000 years. The city holds profound spiritual significance for followers of Hinduism, who believe that death and cremation here grant liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Along the banks of the Ganges River lie the Ghats, stone staircases where sacred rituals such as bathing, prayer, and funeral pyres take place. Consequently, many individuals choose to spend their final days in Varanasi seeking ultimate peace, with dedicated guest houses available for those awaiting death. Historically, the city also served as a prominent center of learning, celebrated for its ancient universities and schools of philosophy, theology, and astronomy. Furthermore, Varanasi is a cradle of traditional Indian music, having produced numerous renowned artists in the classical Indian music tradition. Serengeti, a name originating from the Maasai language meaning vast land with no borders, possesses an ecosystem so ancient that it has remained virtually unchanged for 1 million years. This land witnesses the spectacular annual migration of over 2 million wildebeest, 250,000 zebras, and hundreds of thousands of other herbivores, forming a colossal spiral stretching nearly 1,000 kilometers over the course of a year. The abundance of life here is further underscored by the world's highest natural density of lions, with prides typically ranging from 10 to 25 individuals. Additionally, more than 500 different bird species are recorded in Serengeti, including the giant ostrich. Lake Bled, a magical landscape formed during the Ice Age approximately 14,000 years ago from melting glaciers. Measuring about 2.1 kilometers long and 1.4 kilometers wide, its surface can freeze in winter, allowing for ice skating when conditions permit. Viewed from above, the lake presents a unique teardrop shape. The water within is exceptionally clean, often displaying a turquoise-green hue derived from the reflection of surrounding trees and the sky. During the summer months, Lake Bled's water warms sufficiently for swimming, sometimes reaching as high as 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The Drina River House is a unique architectural structure built in 1968 by a group of local youths on a rock in the middle of the river. All building materials had to be transported manually by kayak or carried by hand, as the location did not allow access for larger vehicles. Although it was repeatedly swept away or destroyed by floods, the house was always rebuilt by the local community. Global fame came to the house after a photograph of it was published by National Geographic in 2012. This house has no bridge and is not privately owned, but serves as a community's spiritual symbol, frequently appearing on lists of the world's strangest homes. Located within the UNESCO World Heritage Great Barrier Reef Marine Park, Whitehaven Beach possesses a unique natural wonder. The sand here is composed of 98 to 99% silica, giving it a pristine white color and a cool texture even on hot days. Its extraordinary fineness was once utilized by NASA for polishing optical lenses. Stretching for approximately 7 miles, this beach remains entirely untouched by litter bins or construction, preserving its pristine condition. Strict regulations, including prohibitions on smoking, dogs, and overnight camping, ensure the preservation of its untouched environment. As the tides ebb and flow, the interplay of seawater and white sand creates mesmerizing swirling patterns of color, most clearly visible from an aerial perspective. Nusa Penida, once a place for the exile of prisoners during Bali's feudal era, carries the ancient Balinese meaning of Island of the Spirits. Its landscape, primarily composed of limestone and rocky hills, forms unusual geological formations and serves as the habitat for the rare Bali starling, an icon of the island. The strong ocean currents surrounding the island attract professional divers from all over the world. Each year, in reverence to the ocean's spirit world, the inhabitants observe the Nyepi Laut, a ceremony of oceanic purification that prohibits any sea travel. Kelingking Beach, located on the island of Nusa Penida in Bali, Indonesia, captivates visitors with its dramatic cliffside, resembling the head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex bowing towards the sea. The name Kelingking itself means pinky finger in Indonesian, derived from the cliff's shape, which appears like an outstretched pinky finger when viewed from afar. Descending to the beach below presents a considerable challenge due to the steep, slippery path constructed from bamboo and rope. This beach experiences frequent large waves and strong currents, making it unsuitable for novice swimmers. Nevertheless, this untouched environment helps preserve a rich ecosystem featuring diverse native bird species and flora that remain largely undisturbed by human activity. The Corinth Canal cuts across the Isthmus of Corinth, separating the Peloponnese Peninsula from the mainland and turning it into an isolated island. The idea of a waterway here dates back to ancient Roman times, with Emperor Nero even initiating its construction in 67 AD. Today, the canal is only about 6.4 kilometers long and 21 to 25 meters wide, making it too narrow for large modern ships to navigate. Sheer rock walls nearly 80 meters high, flank the canal, creating the impression of traveling between two colossal stone ramparts. There are no locks in the Corinth Canal because the water levels at either end are nearly identical. During World War II, German forces destroyed the canal to prevent shipping traffic. Located in Dubai, Burj Khalifa soars to a height of 828 meters, holding the title of the world's tallest building since 2010. This impressive structure features 163 habitable floors, along with 2 basement levels and service floors, setting a record for the most floors in a building. For movement between levels, an advanced elevator system achieves speeds of 10 meters per second, transporting visitors to observation decks in approximately 1 minute. The building's distinctive design draws inspiration from the shape of the Hymenocallis flower, a native desert bloom. Under ideal weather conditions, the summit of Burj Khalifa is visible from as far away as 95 kilometers. Yosemite National Park, established in 1890, stands as one of America's initial national parks, encompassing an expansive area of over 3,000 square kilometers, exceeding the size of Los Angeles. The park's distinctive granite landscape is the result of millions of years of tectonic activity and glacial processes. Today, approximately 95% of Yosemite is preserved as wilderness, largely untouched by human intervention. It is renowned for its majestic waterfalls, among the tallest in North America, which surge with the greatest volume during spring melt. Yosemite also serves as a premier global destination for climbers, featuring sheer, smooth granite cliffs that challenge even the most experienced. Diamond Beach earns its name from the spectacle of countless icebergs, glittering like diamonds scattered across its pitch-black sand. This dark sand originates from the island's ancient volcanic activity, a signature feature of Iceland. These ice fragments drift from the nearby Brunnar Sandur Glacier, varying in size from as small as a fist to as large as a car. The landscape here transforms continuously with the seasons, tides, and weather, presenting a perpetually changing panorama. On clear winter nights, fortunate visitors might witness the vibrant aurora borealis appearing just above the coastal ice formations. This area remains completely wild, with no barriers, open for free access, and is a common spot for seals and seabirds to visit. The Benagil Sea Cave is a natural wonder formed entirely over millions of years by the sea's erosion of limestone. A unique feature is a perfectly round opening in its domed ceiling, acting like a skylight, allowing direct sunlight to illuminate the interior and create a spectacular play of light on the water and sand. Inside, a small sandy beach rests, resembling a hidden cove nestled within the rock. Access to the cave is exclusively by sea, either by boat, kayak, or by swimming for those with strong abilities and safe sea conditions. The cave's structure continues to change over time due to ongoing erosion, ensuring its beauty is in constant transformation. Located within the Coral Triangle, a region celebrated as the last intact paradise, Raja Ampat boasts the highest marine biodiversity on Earth. It is home to over 1,500 species of fish, 600 species of coral, and countless other invertebrates, alongside many rare endemic species such as pygmy seahorses and angelfish. Remarkably, the coral reefs in Raja Ampat thrive in excellent health despite climate change, an exceptionally rare phenomenon globally. Scientists regard this area as an ocean genetic bank due to its unique ecosystem, which holds crucial genetic resources for the future of fish and coral populations. To safeguard this rich life, Raja Ampat is now part of an extensive marine protected area. Seongsan Ilchulbong, also known as Sunrise Peak, formed approximately 5,000 years ago from a submarine volcanic eruption in shallow waters. This eruption created a crater with a diameter of about 600 meters, encircled by 99 jagged, sawtooth-like peaks. The geological strata in the area display clearly layered volcanic rocks and ash, exceptionally well preserved for scientific research. The name Ilchulbong translates from Korean to Sunrise Peak, reflecting its unique position for observing the first dawn light on Jeju Island. The mountain's vegetation includes numerous endemic species that thrive only in Jeju's volcanic environment, contributing to the remarkable geological and scenic value of Seongsan Ilchulbong, recognized as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site in 2007. Jellyfish Lake formed more than 12,000 years ago, after the last ice age, when rising sea levels flooded a limestone sinkhole and left it isolated. The lake now hosts approximately over 1 million jellyfish, primarily golden and moon jellyfish, with numbers fluctuating seasonally and annually. Lacking natural predators, These jellyfish have nearly lost their stinging capability, becoming harmless to humans. Daily, they migrate from east to west, following the sun's path, a journey that optimizes the photosynthetic process of symbiotic algae within their bodies. The lake features a distinct two-layered water system, with the upper layer rich in oxygen and the lower layer so anoxic that no life can survive. Lençóis Maranhenses is located in Maranhão State in northeast Brazil, distinguished by its appearance as a vast desert of pristine white sand dunes. The name Lençóis means bedsheets in Portuguese, because when viewed from above, the white sand dunes look exactly like bedsheets spread out. The marvel is that this is not a barren desert, but a very rare type of watery desert, receiving relatively high annual rainfall. When the rainy season arrives, the valleys between the dunes fill up with crystal-clear freshwater lakes as rainwater is absorbed and retained. These lakes can reach depths of about 10 feet and have pleasant water temperatures, ranging from roughly 81.5 to 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. The dunes here stand about 131 feet high, and their shape is constantly changing due to wind and weather conditions. However, during the dry season, these lakes gradually evaporate, sometimes receding about 3 feet per month until they disappear completely. Sala de Uyuni stands as the world's largest salt flat, spanning an area of approximately 4,086 square miles, and its formation traces back to the gradual desiccation of an ancient lake tens of thousands of years ago. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the entire expanse, transforming this salt flat into the world's largest mirror, with its ability to perfectly reflect the sky. The landscape of Sala de Uyuni is notable for its remarkable flatness, a unique characteristic that the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has utilized for calibrating orbiting satellites. The salt flat's surface also displays distinctive natural hexagonal patterns, which are created by the continuous process of salt crystallization under the sun's rays. Beneath this vast salt crust, an estimated 70% of the world's total lithium reserves are held. The Matterhorn, one of the highest peaks in the Alps, standing at 14,692 feet, exhibits a nearly perfectly symmetrical pyramidal shape with 4 main faces oriented toward the 4 cardinal directions. The name Matterhorn originates from German, where Matte signifies valley and horn denotes peak, reflecting its distinct geological features. At dawn, sunlight illuminates the mountain to create a brilliant pink-orange effect on its snow-covered slopes, an optical phenomenon known as alpenglow. The mountain witnessed its challenging first ascent in 1865, a historic endeavor during which 4 of the 7 expedition members perished while descending. However, under the impact of climate change, the permafrost surrounding the Matterhorn is now melting, significantly affecting both its natural geological structure and the safety for climbing activities. Abraham Lake, an artificial body of water, formed in 1972 when the Bighorn Dam was constructed on the North Saskatchewan River. The lake is globally renowned for the unique phenomenon of methane ice bubbles trapped beneath its clear, frozen surface during the winter months. These bubbles create stacked layers, resembling ice towers, as methane gas is generated by decomposing plant matter at the bottom of the lake. During winter, the ice surface can reach a thickness of 12 to 16 inches, providing a stable layer strong enough for walkers or ice skaters. The methane gas contained within these bubbles is highly flammable, posing a risk of fire or explosion if the gas accumulates and ignites. Additionally, the lake displays a distinctive turquoise color, which originates from fine rock flour carried into the water by melting glacial ice from the mountains. The Namib Desert is one of the oldest deserts in the world, stretching 1,243 miles along the western coast of Namibia, with an age exceeding 55 million years. What's unique is that the characteristic red color of the sand is due to the oxidation of iron in the ancient rock, accumulated over millions of years. Some of the sand dunes in this desert reach up to 1,253 feet high, placing them among the tallest on the planet. The Namib is a self-fogging desert. Due to the temperature difference between the cold Benguela current at sea and the hot interior land, the area creates dense fog up to 200 days per year. This fog is the main life source, allowing most of the local flora and fauna to survive instead of relying on rainwater. The desert also harbors a stealth ecosystem beneath the sand layer, with insects, spiders, and reptiles that are primarily active at night or in the early morning. When strong winds blow, or when sand slides down a slope, certain sandy areas emit a deep resonance, a phenomenon known as the singing dunes. Monument Valley, whose Navajo name translates to Valley of the Rocks, is located in the Colorado Plateau region and primarily sits in Arizona state. Uniquely, this area lies within the Navajo Nation territory and is managed as a tribal park, not an official federal national park. The sight of the prominent red rock pillars standing against the desert sky is almost synonymous with Western films. Director John Ford famously chose this location as the backdrop for many classic westerns, which helped shape the image of the Wild West in popular culture. Visitors can drive their own vehicles along a dirt road spanning about 14 miles to pass by the valley's highlights. However, to venture deeper into the more remote or hidden areas, a local guide is required. Notably, between approximately 1945 and 1967, the southern part of Monument Valley was the site of uranium mining activities. The region experiences a high-altitude desert climate, with hot but not scorching summers and cold winters that occasionally see light, quickly melting snow. Milford Sound is a fjord located in the southwestern region of New Zealand's South Island within Fiordland National Park, one of the most untouched wilderness areas in the country. It is a fjord formed by the retreat of glaciers, leaving behind a valley that was subsequently flooded by the sea, which is fundamentally different from a regular bay formed by water erosion. Receiving over 267 inches of rain annually, Milford Sound is one of the wettest places in the world, creating hundreds of temporary waterfalls that last only for a few hours. Some of the sheer cliffs surrounding Milford Sound Tower, up to 3,937 feet high, nearly double the height of the Empire State Building in New York. This is a rare place where temperate rainforests cling to the vertical granite cliffs, thanks to the extremely humid environment and nutrient-rich air. Furthermore, on days with strong gusts of wind, some waterfalls are blown upward back into the sky, creating a magical scene reminiscent of a science fiction movie.